Hello?
Hey, babe.
Hey, everything all right?
I just been thinking about how much I've grown. Through friendships, relationships. They don't bother me anymore.
That's because God is growing you.
Letting go.
You know that I'm changing, know that I'm changing. No more ways, no more ways. New doors are open. I'm no longer broken. Strategy's high, I'm living my life. Oh yeah. I paid my tithe, I paid my tithe. New blessings on my life. New blessings on my life. Oh yeah. It's the way you keep blessing me. All I see is opportunity. You open doors that was hard to believe. I thank God you keep favor on me. Check my bank account, all my bills paid. Doors keep opening, miracles raining all on me. I'm still alive, food on my table. God is good, you know He's able. It's the way you keep blessing me. It's the way. All I see is opportunity. You open doors that was hard to believe. I thank God you keep favor on me. It's the way you keep blessing me. It's the way you keep. All I see is opportunity. You open doors that was hard to believe. I thank God you keep favor on me.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house. Improve me now herewith, says the Lord of hosts. If I will not open to you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing.
I know I've been changed. Things ain't the same since you came my way, yeah. You showed me something different. You showed me something new. You came and turned me around. I was lost, now I am found. Blessings on blessings, blessings on blessings. Windows of heaven, keep pouring out blessings. I don't know how would you do it. My head keeps spinning when you do it. I can't find one reason, but you showing on this season. Yep, it's the way though. It's the way you do, yeah. It's the way though. You keep blessing me. It's the way you do. It's the way though. Yeah, it's the way though. You keep blessing me. It's the way you keep blessing me. It's the way you keep blessing me. All I see is opportunity. You open doors that was hard to believe. I thank God you keep favor on me. It's the way you keep blessing me. All I see is opportunity. You open doors that was hard to believe. I thank God you keep favor on me.
Can you hear me?
Well, I guess we struggle streaming today. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? This is Trailblazer Radio. I am your host, Mr. Frederick Beatty, and what you guys just heard was the single called "It's the Way" by Bookstar Dash, featuring Kevin Stewart, which is available right now. Most definitely a talented young lady that we had on the podcast a while back. But thank you guys so very much for tuning in to us, man. Thank you guys so very much. You guys could have been anywhere else, but you guys are right here rocking out with us, and we most definitely appreciate that. So before we jump into this thing, man, as you see, I got some friends with me, y'all. So we gonna talk about some things. We're gonna talk about some things. But before we do that, let me just throw a little bit of few announcements out here, man. So like if you guys have not already, man, go to our YouTube channel, Trailblazers Radio. Take a look at our content, man. And if the content resonates with you, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also get that bell notification to let you know when we go live, and also when we throw out some shorts and things of that nature. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, man. We are still on the road to 100 subscribers, man. We are close, but we're not quite there yet. But we are close. We are very, very close. So if my content resonates with you, hit that subscribe button. And also just follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Make sure you follow our host on all their available social media platforms. And also follow these two gentlemen right here on their available social media platforms as well. We, as a collective, most definitely thank you for that. And we most definitely appreciate you for doing that for us. You have no idea what that means to us as as authors, as podcasters, as poets, and everything else that all the other things, all the other things that we do. It means a lot to us. So thank you guys so very much from the bottom of our hearts. With that being said, man, look here. Tell y'all right now, we about to have a conversation. About to have a real conversation. So I'm gonna throw this disclaimer out here right now. So what you about to hear is just basically what we think. The term we're about to talk about is your thought process and your thinking may differ, and that's cool. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own objective or subjective thought. But this is just what us three gentlemen think about this subject. And the subject is going to be one that I think a lot of people, they touch on, but then they don't touch on it. They talk about it, then they avoid it, and then they just don't talk about it altogether. So, what am I talking about? Funny y'all should ask that. We're talking about masculinity. We're gonna do our best to do a deep dive into this thing, man. We're gonna do our best to do a deep dive. In this right here. I get these gentlemen here can agree with me. There's so many moving parts to this.
Yes.
But I think we all think so. Let's start it off by talking of let's just kind of throw out the definition of what masculinity is. Because masculinity, according to the Oxford Dictionary, masculinity is defined as qualities or attributes regarded as characteristic of men or boys. Masculinity is a set of attributes, behaviors, and roles associated with men and boys. Although masculinity is largely thought to be socially constructed, research indicates that some behaviors considered masculine are biologically influenced. Now, we're not going to jump up on the biologically influenced stuff, but we are going to jump on the first part of that definition. Qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics of men and boys. That's at its basis is what masculinity is. Now, before we even get into this, man, look, I got friends with me. Joining us on the stream tonight is my brother. I've known this guy for some ages now, since we were both and also this other brother I met about 2 or 3 weeks ago, man. But I was been looking forward to this conversation with him for a while now, man. One half of the duo of Shakin Up The Algorithms podcast, Mr. David Crouch, man. First of all, thank you guys for taking your time to being here with us tonight, man. And I most definitely appreciate y'all presence here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
That's what's up, man. So So let's get into this, bro. Let's just jump into this, man. So the dictionary definition. Are we? I guess are we all in one? Are we? I guess are we all in one agreement on that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. It's definitely attributes of males and stuff. So yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Can you hear me
that's
good?
one thing we're all in agreement with. So
Right.
yeah, we hear you, man.
Okay.
So let's talk about how this has differed from the time that our fathers grew up to now. What do you guys think what do you guys think is different as far as masculinity is concerned?
Not enough men in the homes. I mean,
Yeah.
before you had men in, like, I ain't had my father growing up. I had stepfathers, but I had like a lot of old heads that like showed me the way when I was growing up. So I had that. But she's pretty. But anyway, but my fault. But
Take your time, bro.
yeah.
Look, this is
But
this is
nowadays
open forum,
it's
man.
like
Say what you gotta say, bro.
you don't have that many male figures that's in a lot of these guys' lives today. So a lot of them really don't know what being a man is or what being masculine is all about, you know. So that's one of the problems that's from yesterday and today.
I would agree. I most definitely would agree with that. Also, I think the thought of what is thought to be a masculine man has also changed from the time of my father to now. You know, for me, my example of a masculine man was my father and my uncles and my grandfather and my grandfather.
Yeah.
Those were the standard bearers for me. I saw how they treated their women. I saw how they maneuvered through life.
Correct.
Even through difficult times, even through trying times, I saw how they maneuvered through life. They maneuvered through life with the same, stoicism that their fathers instilled in them. But also to say that what I saw, the one thing that my father instilled in me was just to be a person of standards, but also be a person of your word.
Mm-hmm.
Person of who, just be who you are, no matter what moment he was in. And I like that's right about him. So, what do you think, David? What do you think has changed now?
You said, what do I think has changed? I didn't hear you.
What do you think has changed
Okay, were
between
you
the time of your? We struggle streaming, y'all. I apologize.
so you saying what do you think has changed from then until now?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a lot. One, I think, like you said, there are not a lot of fathers now. You know, back then I was raised by my grandfather, and my grandfather instilled integrity. I think back then integrity was a strong point back then. Now it's like, you have a lot of boys being raised by mothers. You don't have a lot of men raising sons anymore. It's not like that anymore. If you don't like the dad, if the dad don't like the mom, nobody's involved. It's not that serious right now. But people don't understand how crucial it is to have both parents in home. Having both parents in home creates the balance. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have the father in the home, he's not going to have all the attributes of masculinity and being a man for real. A woman could only do so much raising a son. A woman is limited. It's things about a man that is instilled in him that allows him to lead. But if that is not nurtured in him, then he's not going to be a good leader. He's not going to be a good husband. Not going to be a good provider. Not going to be a good protector. Everything he's going to learn from friends and associates. Can you hear me?
Did
you hear me? Okay.
You know what? I apologize for the quality of the stream, everybody. I don't like struggle. I don't like struggle stream. I really don't. We out for the quality of the stream, but we gonna get this. We gonna rock this out, y'all. Shaking Up the Algorithms podcast, which is Mrs. Shawan Jones. So most definitely appreciate you being here, dear.
Thank you. Been waiting for this for the last 2 weeks, so I'm excited.
The same question applies. Cool. That's what's up. So the same question I'm asking that I asked the gentleman applies. Applies to you as a woman.
Well, just as it's important for men to have fathers, it's crucial for women and young girls to have fathers as well. And it's a lack of that in our lives as well. I didn't grow up with my father. I didn't actually have a relationship with him until I was in my 20s. So all of my formative years where I really needed the guidance and, the advice from a man to give me direction going into my womanhood, I didn't have. I had to learn on my own. So it is definitely imperative for men to take a stand, I guess you could say, and be more active in their children's lives, whether be it a male or a female child.
Yeah. I mean, because right now, look who's raising these kids. Social media and hip hop raising them.
Exactly. I mean, even me being a mother with a son, I have daughters, but it was easier, with daughters. Right. With my son, it's like I can't teach you certain fundamentals to be a man. I can give you my perspective and how to treat a female, but I can't teach you, certain things on, what you need growing into your manhood. So honestly, unfortunately, his father isn't as active as he could be. But I could tell, he needs more guidance. It's one thing even for a child to know who their father is or know what their lineage is. It's another to have someone actually active in imparting wisdom into them as well. So,
you know what? Just adding on to what she just said a little bit about the fathers. Also, too, someone has said something, and it's true. You have to know the difference between having a man in the house and a man of the house. And just because you got a man around your kid, don't mean that's a good fit to have around your kids, whether it's a son or daughter. So you got to really be careful with that.
Thanks.
Right.
That is
true.
That's a bar to have, bro. That's a bar to have. And I think when we look at that from the standpoint of what that distinction looks like, man of the house rather than man in the house. We know what people can put that on paper, and that's what it looks like. But it looks different when you look at it in real life. The man of the house is the one that's a protector, that's somebody to just pass time, or for that woman's physical pleasure or whatnot. So we know. So I think we know the difference of. I think we know the difference. There's a difference between it being a man of the house than being a man in the house. And my brother Troy just put that down so eloquently. what sort of myths or misconceptions? Well, let's talk about the common myths and misconceptions of what some people think masculinity. But what are some myths or misconceptions to what people at an early age is that, well, you a masculine man, dude. You don't supposed to cry and none of this other stuff. Get up and throw some dirt on it. You cool.
Right.
I've heard.
Or that we can solve all the problems, or we can beat everybody up, or we can take care of all the bills.
So many times, like.
Well, you a man, you don't know how to fix a car. Lady, I don't even drive. I don't know fix it.
Right. Every man is handy and know how to fix stuff. That's the number two. Yeah, we don't.
No, most of us ain't even touched a screwdriver or a hammer.
Right.
Yeah. But if you never had nobody show you that, I mean, you're really not going to know. I mean, you can go learn it, but it's always good you have like someone there to have that male figure that can show like I'm not gonna say black people don't have this, but you always say like more than white people somehow, you know, the stuff they did when I was young. My dad, we used to do this and this together. He showed me how to do this. How many of us can really say our dad showed us anything?
Right. Facts. It's sad but true.
It is.
And then another thing is, because of what we don't know, any woman we meet will tear us down for what we don't know.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother show. Why you don't know this? How you don't know that? You should know this. Yeah. Yeah. What kind of man are you? Yeah. All that.
But then if you mess it up, then you're still getting blamed.
Facts.
Oh, Lord.
Facts.
What kind of man are you? You don't know how to fix the car. You don't know how to replace a window.
What do you know how to do?
Yeah. And you don't want to be mad, like, didn't you burn water?
Right. It's true.
It's just not what you want me to do, or what you imagine I know how to do.
Right.
I mean, that's right. The biggest misconception right there, because I know how to be handyman or know how to do this and do that.
Right.
Like I said earlier, some of us ain't even picked up a screwdriver or a hammer.
Right. But you know what?
I taught myself how to do it.
But you know what? Innately, what I think men should know how to do by default, that is protect and provide.
Yeah.
Those things I think a man should know better to do by default. Like, if you can't protect your woman or provide, then that says a lot. That speaks volumes.
True.
I mean, you don't need nothing to figure that out. I mean, you just innately supposed to be the protector. You're the bigger one. You should be able to do that. If your woman got to beat somebody up for both of y'all, that's a problem.
I do it though. I do it. So
you can hold after that, dog.
You can provide and protect, but keep in mind, what some women got to understand. I said protect. I didn't say be your sickum dog. Like, don't be out here starting stuff and just coming to get me.
I like that. Right.
You come out here ready to fight, and this dude like 6'8", you like.
Right.
He about to get me killed.
Right, and I gotta do time for getting a machete. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Learn this lesson right. Cause I'm be that dude like, well, you started it. Well, you started it. Go ahead and finish it.
Right. Now you know you do that. You blackballed by all of her friends and every black woman that she knows. You a blackball.
It's not true.
Whatever.
It's
whatever, Jones. You're blackball. Girl, I had to beat this dude up for my man. What? What's his name? Oh, I ain't gonna mess with him. Or his relative. Cousins, nothing. Everybody, I don't like none of them.
Well, I mean, that's why it's important. That's why it's important to be a team with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna initiate or sign any checks that my ass can't cash first. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna have you come into some drama that I can't initially fix on my own. That's me.
You know what? I got a story about manhood. I got a good story about manhood that I heard T.D. Jake say, and I thought it was powerful. He said, "Do you know how a female lion picks her mate?" The whole audience said no. He said, "This is how he picks her mate. The male lions fight. Whoever wins gets to mate with the lion because she wants champions. She don't want no losers. Because if she picks a loser to mate with, she's gonna have loser offspring." I thought that was powerful.
It is.
I thought it was.
Can you imagine if we did that as humans? Like somebody wants your woman, they want your woman. They're gonna kill the kids, but they want your woman, so now I gotta fight. So if I lose, either you gonna kill me or I'm gonna lose my home and I gotta go wander out here.
Right. Correct. This is correct.
If we did do that as humans, that would, people will be real selective about who we procreate with.
Facts.
Yep. True.
Facts.
True.
Facts. Yeah.
It would make a huge difference in the population pool.
Yeah.
Yes, it would.
No, it'd be a lot of men that wouldn't have no kids.
And that's true.
Exactly.
It'd be one man that have 1,000 kids.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
Right. So yeah.
But that's another thing about masculinity too. Like what was I sitting there? You see all kinds of stuff on Facebook. And so, they were talking about man's penis size. And I'm like, is this what we as men are reduced to? Our pockets and our dicks. I'm sorry, sister. But
no, you keep it real. Keep it real with me. I'm good.
Is this what we're reduced to? Our manhood? Like no one cares about character no more?
Yeah.
And times like today, it's sad but true. Times today it's sad, but it's true.
It is.
So I got a question.
It's deeper than that though, but go ahead, Fred.
I got a question. And so since you're the token woman here, and I don't want to pick it, I ain't trying to pick on you, Shawan.
That's okay.
But I gotta ask. But I do have to ask this question because Troy put it out there. And I'm asking, this is a general question, so I'm asking you as a woman.
Okay.
Why is it that we as men are just regulated to what's in our pockets and what's in between our legs?
Good question, because I was about to touch on that. Okay. Now, you have to think that mindset is not of all women. Okay. First and foremost, that mindset is from an immature, insecure woman. Right now, the whole part to me about masculinity, it goes a whole lot deeper. Even if you look at generations back as to how it was designed for our Black men to be out of the home. If you even go back to like the late 60s, early 70s, when most of our men were shipped off to Vietnam, women had to take care of the homes by themselves. So what did they need to do? They needed government assistance, right? Government assistance told them, well, in order for us to help you, you can't have no man in the house. So when these men came home, now they're being demeaned because it's like, hey, I can't have you here because I can't take care of my kids with you here if you're not going to support me. That started the cycle of the tragic circumstances that we deal with now, and why so many women have found it that if you are not in a place financially or intimately to take care of me, then I don't necessarily need you. I can do it without you. Is that a good thing? No, because again, it takes away from the family dynamics in which we originally had. It even can go back deeper than that, even into, our history with slavery and how our men were demasculated. You know what I mean? They were treated wrongly. They were raped. They were, terrorized. They were lynched. And we had to stand there and watch all of this. So we watched how our men were, treated less than. So over time, that just allowed women to have a lack or disregard for the men in the homes. And now, and it has come to that. It has come to the fact of, hey, well, if you can't provide for me financially, if you can't, I'm gonna get real gutter tonight. If you can't fuck me and you can't pay my bills, then I don't need you because I can do it myself. And that's a really obstruct way of thinking, but that's what it's been boiled down to.
You know what? Now that you said about public assistance, because one thing, especially when you're doing a lot of races online, they always bring up the whole welfare thing and pull out these mythical numbers,
right.
Percentages show that, but they don't understand, like you just said, all those numbers is, people gotta understand when y'all sign up for welfare, the first thing they ask you, do you have a man in a home? Of course you're going to say no, so they're going to take those numbers that you said no and record it as there's no man in the house, even though you still got either your kid's dad helping you or whatever dude is playing stepdad helping you. See, the numbers don't tell that. They just know you said there's no man in the home. Now, whether that's true or not, they don't care because they got that for their stats. Now they can pump this negative connotation that black men don't be in the homes, when really, that's a lie because she just lied to get the public assistance.
And there are some like that too.
Yeah, that's true too.
It definitely is. It's some out there like that too.
Yeah.
So I guess with that being said, from a male perspective, maybe I shouldn't be asking this question, but from a male perspective, what do you think is the resolution or even a resolve to, women being more receptive to the men in the home, or more receptive to being honest? Because
I want to attack this first. This is what I want to say real quick.
Oh gosh.
When you're doing the thing of what you can get and what you can get for something else, you become an opportunist. Correct. And then when you become an opportunist, you be trying to get leverage. And when you're trying to get leverage, then you be trying to get power in the leverage.
Correct.
Then when you try to get power in the leverage, it becomes a problem, because if I can't accommodate you with my power, then you can leave. See, it's there's nobody believes in commitment anymore.
Right.
Everybody believes in, as long as I can get what I can get and I'm good and I'm cool, then I'll deal with you for right now.
Right.
Marriages don't hold no weight. Love don't hold no weight. Love has been watered down. Everything's been watered down. So everybody's becoming an opportunity. Everybody got options. If I got options, I ain't got to put all my eggs in your basket.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
facts. That's facts.
But here's another thing. Like, we always talk about like the 50-50 thing, and the real man pays all the bills. You gotta remember something. Back in those days, your man paid all the bills because women were not allowed to work. So if he's going to have a woman, he's got no choice but to pay all the bills.
Correct.
Now you're working. So now we're a team. So basically, someone put it so eloquently, like, a lot of these women don't want to be wise. Not all of them. A lot of these women don't want to be wise. A lot of them just want to be wise of women of leisure. You take care of everything, and I just chill here. But if I'm going to be doing everything, what do I need you for?
Facts.
Correct.
That's facts.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong working together. You can achieve more working together than you do with one person trying to put it all by themselves.
Right.
But the world is saying, hey, you should get what you need to. You need to get what you can get. You know what I'm saying? That's what the world is doing. The world is micromanaging everybody's relationships.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in your relationship, that's yours, not the world. It's not Facebook. It's not Instagram. It's yours. And until you separate the two, you're always gonna have that problem.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
Okay, Crouch. Okay.
So,
I always say this, man. The dating pool suck. If you got somebody, stay with them. Because if you don't, the dating pool is affected with pissing period.
Ain't nothing out here. It is nothing out here.
It's not. The dating pool is full of pissing period blood.
Ooh, I like that. I have to use that one.
My lord. Facts.
Yeah, man.
People don't even talk anymore in relationships. They don't even talk. Converse, nothing. Hey, I'm gonna do this on my end, you do this on your end, and we eventually meet in the middle when we gotta lay down and go to bed, and then we wake up and do it again. Nobody talks anymore.
Right.
Nobody is transparent. How can you being in a marriage and not being transparent is an oxymoron? How can you be in a marriage and you don't share and you're not transparent and you're not open? Make it make sense. It don't make sense.
And people don't court each other no more either. Remember courting on women?
Bruh.
You're gonna be a victim in 2 or 3 days. You're gonna be a victim.
Yeah.
Just saying.
like matter of fact, since we got here, I'm gonna ask Shona.
Oh no! Am I the female scapegoat tonight?
Absolutely.
How many Hey Beautifuls is in your inbox?
You know what? You sound like David. Come on now. All right, don't do that. Don't do that. Honestly, I don't get a lot because I don't put myself out there like that. Now, if I did more, I probably would. I ain't gonna lie, I probably would. But I don't really put myself out there. I don't really go out that much anymore. I don't really do anything. I'm a homebody now. You know what I mean? But if I was really out there, yeah, it wouldn't be no thing. I would have a few in my inbox. Yeah.
Right.
But honestly, my biggest issue as a female, I think it's not that I don't get attention. You know what I mean? If I want attention, I can get attention, right? But it's the wrong attention. I don't get approached by single men.
Oh gosh.
That's a problem for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a homewrecker. So I don't want a married man. You already somebody else's. Why would I want you? You know, to me, that's a problem. That's a problem.
But see, technically, you wouldn't be the homewrecker. The person that opened the door to let you in, that would be the homewrecker.
Basically.
Well, that's true. That's true too. Well,
only if you concede.
Well, I don't concede. You know, I look out the peephole, and that's it. You know, I don't open the door.
You know, I just thought of something interesting when you was talking, when y'all two was talking, and this is what I think about. And the Bible says, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. Every man knows that it's about 20 or 30 of y'all for us, for everyone. It's about 20 or 30 y'all for every one of us. We know it's more of y'all than us. So we pretty much can do whatever we really want to do if we really wanted to. If we went that way.
Right.
But when you have a woman that has so many options, and you're not used to being a person that have that many options, you know how to deal with it. You know, you pretty much do whatever you want to do. Your decision making is flawed. You know, you don't really think about more of the opportunities rather than the person that you really need to be with, be with. So my thing is that in a situation like that, you know what I'm saying, when you have all these people that come at you, what do you do? You feel flattered, you feel empowered. It's a shame that it takes a whole bunch of us to speak of you to make you feel loved. And I'm not saying every woman, but a lot of women like it. So when you have a problem, you don't even love yourself, and you're at the mercy of likes to feel loved.
Right.
Your decision making is flawed.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's true. That's true. I mean, and I can say that from a perspective because I used to be that woman. You know what I mean? I used to feel like I needed that validation in order to feel empowered or in order to feel beautiful because I didn't feel that for myself. You know, but once those tables turned, it's like, look here, nigga, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need that. I mean, the flattery is nice. Don't get me wrong. I'll take the compliments. Hey, thank you. I'm pleased that I look nice myself. But all the extra shit, you can keep that. I don't need that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't need it. So yeah, but you're right. It's a lot of women that are not whole. They're not healed. There's a lot of men out here. There's some grown little boys out here too.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we're just clashing. You know what I mean? So honestly, until anybody is actually individually healed, the problem is you got two broken people trying to be whole. That shit don't work. That doesn't work. You gotta come 100. There is no 50-50 in that.
Facts.
So.
That's facts.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
deep.
you.
That's facts.
Because people think when they think 50-50, they think the bill, like you said, it's 100 because you got to give all of yourself to this person, and they got to give all of themselves to you.
Correct.
Me and Shawan was talking about this a few days ago about loving yourself. And it's if that's the problem initially, men and women are always going to have a problem in meeting and dating and committing. Because my thing is, you're at the mercy of somebody else trying to fix what you ain't gonna fix. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is that you can't. And me personally, I don't care how fine you are, what the circumstance. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not going to lose myself to help you. To help you. I'm not gonna do it. It took me too long to love David, and I'm not gonna break that up trying to fix you. I'm not gonna do that. So, but a lot of people are not going to own that truth. A lot of people going to be like, well, I'm lonely. I haven't dated in a while. I haven't had no ass in a while. Let me go ahead and accommodate that behavior. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and do it. I'm not going to do it.
Here's another thing about that. How can you fix something on somebody that you didn't break?
Facts.
Right.
Come on now. Come on.
Right. Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Pray, we ain't get off topic, did we?
I know. I was thinking that too.
We went from masculinity to relationships.
I mean, but it all ties together because you have to be in a relationship. I mean, that's a powerful component. The man got to be the man in order to know who the woman is, and you have to appreciate the woman. So kind of ties together.
It does. I mean, that goes back to what Fred was saying as well, as far as, when boys are young, they're always taught to not cry and, man up and all this stuff. But how does that help you as an adult man? It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of the things and a lot of traditions that, as young men, you're taught, that doesn't apply when you become a man. You know what I mean? And because you have women that are teaching these boys, oh no, don't cry. You know what I mean? Now you've got grown women thinking that when you have a man that is willing to be vulnerable, that you're weak. And that's not the case. You know what I mean? For a man to even show that type of vulnerability to you, did you even know how precious that is? Like, for a man to uncover himself in that way. That speaks volumes for a man to even do that in front of anyone other than his mother. You know what I'm saying? And some of them don't even do it in front of their mother. So
I'm not gonna lie. When Mufasa died in Lion King, I cried. Damn,
oh blame you. I did too.
I did too. I did 3. I did 3. I
Damn,
did
you
3.
sure?
So I guess I'm not the only one that did that, right? That cried alone, right? So I guess I'm not the only one.
Right.
But you know, going back to something that you teach them at childhood, I don't know if y'all ever really thought about it like this. I had did a post about a year ago. I said, if you think about it, when it comes to, like, relationships with men and women, I don't think a lot of women realize they teach their daughters how to accept domestic violence at an early age. Because when you have daughters at an early age, what do you tell them? Oh, so-and-so is picking on you, throwing stuff at me. What's the first thing your mama always tell you? That's how boys show they love you. They don't know how to communicate, so they throw things at you. We literally just program her to be an abuse victim.
Yeah.
I never thought about it like that, but yeah, you're right. That's true.
I ain't think about that either, but that is.
Yeah.
That's a good angle. That's a good way to look at that. A good angle to put
it.
It
is. It is. It is.
And,
yeah.
And to muddy the waters a little bit further now. And I'm gonna muddy the waters just a little bit further. I believe, and this is just a belief of mine, I think that the American feminist movement really put a bad spin on masculinity because they made masculinity look like this bad, horrible thing that a man could be a man and still be vulnerable and still represent himself. You know, and I'm like, what's wrong with these ladies that's talking about I'm independent of a man, I don't need this? Well, okay.
And you know what to add to that? And you know what, Fred, to add to that, if you got a campaign for your femininity, that says a lot about masculinity. If you got a campaign.
But you know what? That feminism stuff, that wasn't even for black women. That was some white women's bullshit. And they wrote black women into that.
And that's true. That is true. It
so
really is.
While they being with their husband being feminist, they convince black women, you don't need your man either. But guess what? That white woman's still going home with her man, and you're going home to an empty bed. They tricked them into that.
Facts.
Word. I've been saying that for the last 2 years. Look, y'all, them white women got on their soapbox, said what they had to say. They got the hell gone. They got the hell on. Y'all still standing on the soapbox. For what? Why?
Yeah.
Right.
Proverbial soapbox that now that does not exist.
Right. And then you got black women, talking about how they, femininity, they don't need no man, doing thirst trap videos and pics and still single. Make it make sense. I'm feminine, I don't need no man, I don't need this, I don't need that, I don't need this, and still single and mad. You'll be all right.
If you're gonna be a feminine, you
thirst trapping.
Yeah.
I'm making sure that say thirst trapping is illegal. Thirst trapping should be illegal. That's why I'm gonna do that.
Oh, it ain't never gonna be illegal.
Oh gosh. Oh my God.
Right.
But you know what's crazy? You have some women that'll tell you a man has to earn a femininity, so you're a masculine woman. You a whole nigga out here. And I always ask them, so how would you feel if a man told you, if a woman wants me to be masculine, she's got to earn that? So if you ain't masculine, you a whole feminine chick out here then. Like, we really switched roles.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. And then the woman says she's a boss or an alpha female because the man is not there for a child, so she has to be, the man and the woman. But yet you don't know that you pushing out the man because the man ain't got nothing to do if you doing both roles. What are you doing? What are you doing and you doing both ends? I'll wait.
Bruh.
And then to me, an alpha female is an oxymoron. How you gonna be an alpha female? How is that possible? You weren't even here first. You can't make it make sense. If you gonna do the alpha, make it make sense, nigga.
Oh gosh. Y'all done got him riled up. I'm
pretty true.
I hate all that alpha and all that stuff. To me, it's all that social media narrative.
Please dead that shit. Please dead that shit.
Yeah, I
alpha beta male shit.
Hate it.
Please
You know what? I don't even like when men say. I don't even like when men say they
alpha male, but really,
I don't like when men alpha male because that's you by default. You ain't got to preach that.
That's true.
Why do I say I'm alpha male for what?
Like if you were alpha male, you ain't got to tell everybody. It will automatically just show.
Exactly.
Correct.
And then I hate to pick on you again, but Shauna, as the woman on the panel, when you hear men say this, like what thoughts run through your head when you hear men say this?
When they say that they're an alpha male?
Yeah, when they like all this bravado, I'm an alpha, I'm a sigma, and all what's that, you know?
I just feel it's bullshit. You know, it's just bullshit. Like you're basically trying to boost yourself up when really you may not be that in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like you said, you don't have to project who you are. You know what I'm saying? It's going to show anyway. You don't have to put a label on who you are as a man.
Right.
If you're a stand-up dude, you know, you have integrity, you represent your own authority. That is going to show in everything that you do. Pretty much. You don't have to go around and brag and be braggadocious about who you are and what you bring to the table.
And you know what? You know what? Let me piggyback off that. It's just like what you said. Instead of just talking about it, just do it. You have a lot of people spitting all their credentials about what they have and what they can do, and anybody showing that.
Exactly.
You know, the proof of being a pudding as soon as you show it. I ain't got to sit there and say, "Oh, I got this. I'm doing that." I don't want to hear all that.
The proof is in the paper trail, okay? The proof is in the paper trail.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
Look.
Oh wow.
If I got a beat on my chest like Tarzan, they make a point. That's a problem.
Yeah. That's a big problem.
That's a problem.
Right.
But here's what I want to know, and this is kind of off, and this is off topic. I just want to know this. Like in the beginning of the Flintstones, why is Fred banging on the door? It's a perfectly good open window right next to him. I never understood that. It's a perfectly open window next to him.
He probably couldn't fit through the window.
Oh man!
I think he probably couldn't fit. Oh my god!
Oh man,
that is funny. Hilarious.
That is funny.
But let me ask you this: really do people take marriage serious anymore?
Oh no. Hell no.
Like when you get married, like when you taking these vows, like after the first marriage don't work, okay, I can give that to you. But now. When you taking these vows like 3 and 4 or 5 times, at some point you got like, come on, you didn't even keep them the first time. Why don't we just stop playing?
True, and that's true. I think because too there isn't a lot of good marriage role models. You know, there aren't any good models of marriage anymore. And people, like David said, you know, it's so many people that don't honor commitment. So they don't even know what marriage really entails. Yeah, it looks good. You get the wear the dress and get the tux and you have this big ass party and cake and have all your friends and family. But after that day, that's when the real work begins, not the preparation.
And you know what? And you know what? Let me say this: a lot of people rely on love in the marriage to fix it, but they don't even pray in the marriage.
True.
I thought God was love. So if God is love and you ain't putting God in it, how you expect it to work? And you gonna rely on love. So you basically relying on your own instinct. Exactly. You're relying on what you know. So my thing is that ain't enough. That's why so many divorces.
Right.
You don't have no expectation. You don't say, hey, what is your expectation? I think everybody should have counseling before they marry. I think everybody should go through it.
They do.
Let's put it all out there.
That's true.
Because that will determine if you're gonna make it. Matter of fact, me and Swada had this conversation. I feel like you shouldn't be married. You shouldn't even think about marriage until you can make it through all 4 seasons. You can go through a year and you can make it through all that, consider it. Other than that, just stop playing with that.
That's true. That's true.
But see, nowadays, if you get into one argument nowadays, they out the door.
Out. I'm out.
Yeah, they out the door.
We can't make it to the finals if you can't play the we can't get to the finals if you can't play the regular season.
Exactly. But
right. Games this season, win, lose, and draw.
Right. Facts.
Oh,
it's a fact. It's a fact.
Get to the regular season. We got to get to the regular season and the playoffs before we get to the finals. Because
facts. Facts.
We ain't even made it out the warm ups yet.
we ain't even got out the gate yet.
Yeah.
Right.
If you can't make it past the first quarter, that's an issue.
And then I'll put this towards the man. I'm gonna take some off for you, Shawan. I'm gonna take some off for you.
Oh wow.
Then I'm gonna be transparent. Then you let's say you dating a woman, you're intimate with her. Let's say the intimacy is the bottom. It's mind boggling. But then everything else is trash. Ain't no drive.
Oh,
ain't nothing. Everything else is trash. So you know when you do that, you risk because there's a soul tie now. Yeah. You risk putting all your energies into that.
Yeah.
And then you settling because you dealing with just that and you can't deal with it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lot to relationships, it's a lot to all this stuff, but a lot of people don't really invest in love themselves enough to invest in the whole thing and see what's in front of them. So I mean,
like for me, I think one thing I really don't like is, how can I say it? Like a lot of women today, they want you to be traditional, but she wants to be modern. They want you to take on all the traditional, but she don't want to take on none of the female modern roles. I'm like, you can't have traditional and modern. It's not going to mix.
That's
and if we're going to go all the way traditional, when you get married back in the day, the man didn't pay for this wedding. Your daddy paid for it. So we're going to go all traditional. You want to get married, you need to go find out who your daddy is and ask him for some money so you can get married. I mean, you don't get to pick which part of traditional you want. You either all in or you ain't all in.
Right.
Look, and that, you know what? That's like you just said. That's like mercury and water. That shit don't mix, man.
Yeah.
How you want me to be one way, but then you want to be another way? How that's gonna work?
I mean, but you have to understand, society doesn't project the modern woman anymore, or the traditional woman, should I say?
Mm-hmm.
They don't advertise that anymore.
Nope.
They advertise the modern, single, free, and vibrant woman, whether she got a man or not. Right? So when you meet women that are saying, well, I want to be married, yes, because of the imagery that is put out there, a lot of these young-minded young women, you know what I mean? I would say under 40, you know what I mean?
So,
they have the wrong expectation of what a marriage per se is. Now the ones that are over 40, some of them, I hate to say, they just dumb as bricks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They still act like they in their 20s. They trying to relive life. They trying to recapture some shit. Now that they old. But my thing, thing is, it still applies. You know what I mean? As once we get to a certain age, it's not all about you. You know what I mean? It's not I. It's we. You know what I mean? And if you can't incorporate that, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in a friendship, whether it's in a marriage, then there's no point of even going to an altar. Fuck the altar. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's just me.
Well, look how TV portrays the image of, like before we had like positive images on strong black men and black women. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Nowadays, what do we have as that image? It's all ratchet shit.
It is.
Reality shows.
Right. Yeah. I can at least say our generation, we've had, black family models. We had the Huxtables. We had the Winslows on Family Matters. You know what I'm saying? We had some good, exactly. We had some imagery that showed black families with men, with husbands and wives, cohabitating, being, co-parenting, working together, you know, all of these good things. Now we don't have that. We don't have that at all. You know, everything that we have is showing, you know, niggas out here got 2 and 3 chicks, and you got a baby on the way with this one and a baby on the way with that one, and you don't want to be with either one of them, then you moving on to the next. Then you got the girls out here that's just twerking for dollars.
The side chick.
Exactly. The side chicks, you know,
and they happy to be the side, and they happy to be the side chick too.
And they are. That's the sad part. They really are.
They the side chicks, and he the fuck nigga, and they all probably got STDs.
Exactly.
Right.
Because none of them talk about using protection. Everybody just talks about
Exactly.
What they say nowadays, you gotta boil a motherfucker before you sleep with them. Man,
stick their ass and bleach.
Oh my God!
Do me a favor. I got a bathtub full of bleach. Won't you just sit in here for a second or two?
Oh my gosh!
I don't want no houses in Virginia and no apartments in Delaware State.
What I tell you, David? I told you Virginia ain't shit. I'm from Virginia, so I know. I left because of that shit. It ain't shit. Same stuff.
Same stuff. Look, my son mom still live out there. I'm like, yeah, not coming out. All the time I come around here, not even to visit, but go.
But you know the other problem? You know the other problem is
go out of there.
Social media life coaches. I'm sorry, social media relationship coaches. One side preaching to this group, this side preaching, but none of them are preaching how to come, especially in the Black community. None of them are preaching how we can come together and put our families back together.
Right.
You got some women that don't like Black men preaching all these niggas ain't shit. You got these dudes over here talking about some, be this way, be an alpha, be a sigma, and ain't none of it getting us back to where we need to be as a community.
That's true.
That's that gender war shit.
Yeah,
that's that gender war shit. And look, I don't know about anybody right here, but to me, that gender war shit don't exist. It's non-existent.
Exactly.
Because we ain't at war. Because what the hell are we at war at? What the hell are we at war with, or whom? Who we fighting against?
Especially Black people. We especially us. We at the bottom of the barrel. Why are we warring with each other?
Right. Yeah, that's true.
But, this is how they have it designed. They want us at each other's throats. So
yeah, that's true.
My show where we talked about balance. I can't if I'm not balanced. If I ain't balanced personally, I can't bring balance to you as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not balanced within myself as a man, if I'm not secure in my masculinity, how can I bring balance to you as a woman? And how can I help bring balance to your femininity?
Right.
I can't.
Right. That's true.
You have to be able to express yourself too. Like you talked about earlier with crying and stuff, but even when stuff's on you, like with women, they're allowed to get this stuff off their chest with bottom, but we got to be able to, we're always told how to understand women, but how many women are told how to understand your man? If a lot of women could understand their man, a lot of this stuff would not happen.
A lot of it would not happen. A lot of it.
Yeah, because men and women, we communicate different. You know what I mean?
Right.
You might have to pull at them a little bit to get some information out of them.
And then on top of it, you got what do you have in marriages? Happy wife, happy life. But what about the man? I hate it too. But what about the man? Right. So he's gonna be miserable as long as you happy. Make it make sense.
If she ain't happy, you ain't happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you micromanaging my shit.
You micromanaging my happiness for what? So I guess if you ain't got a smile on your face, I guess I'm supposed to be frowning too.
Facts.
No bullshit.
I'm telling you, every man's had one of these moments where he sit outside his car like this. I'm like going in here and doing like shit right now.
And then here you go, women. Nah, nigga, if I'm mad at that bitch, you mad at that bitch too.
What she do to me? But what she do to me?
Right.
She do that to me.
Right.
What I'm supposed to be mad at her for?
But babe, that's your mom. I don't care.
Well, she didn't do nothing to me. It's up to you. You might want to handle that.
You know what I mean? So no more your mama's biscuits. No more my mama biscuits.
No.
I can't talk to you. Baby said we beefing. I can't talk to you.
Yep, exactly. Y'all beefing. I can't talk to you no more. I can't talk to you for a while.
Can't catch nothing, no smoke signals, nothing of that.
None of that.
We can't
no
talk.
Cold, nothing.
No semaphore, none of that, man.
Yeah.
And the funny thing that I'm looking at is like it's just the image of now. I'm gonna make this.
You breaking up, Fred?
No, I put it like this: it's a two-way street with that. It's I'm not fair to say, and I'm not fair to fair. So I'm not so it is not fair to blame it completely on them. It's also on us too, because we've done enough to flush our shit down. We do as far as being fathers and providers and protectors. We haven't taken some of us, and I'm gonna tell you, and I said, like I said, I will use myself as an example. You know, I have 4 kids, 1 deceased. I was never around. I was never on, but even then, it was strained. So
it's breaking up some.
A lot of things that we can, of course, there's blame to go around, but how about we as men take responsibility? We as black men take responsibility in our godly masculinity. How about we take responsibility for the shit that we do instead of just pointing the finger at women all the time? Of course, there are things that women do that are going to be wicked and ridiculous and, you know, unethical or whatever, any other negative word you could think of. But, and this is the one thing I told a friend of mine, and we were talking about, you know, him going through his things with his spouse, and I'm not gonna mention his name or anything of that nature. But the one thing I told him is that before you blame her, look at you first. Look at where you are in your relationship. Look at what you did, and then take responsibility and accountability for that. But I really do think that and I said black masculinity was flushed down the toilet. It is mostly because of us as black men, because we're not responsible to our brothers. We don't show accountability to our brothers. We don't hold them accountable for the dumb shit that they do. And sometimes we don't pull our sons to the side and say, hey, look, man, that's not the direction you need to go. You need to go this direction. So and the other thing that I pointed out that I want to point out is that it's because black masculinity has been flushed down the toilet. Our women take advantage of that. They see that chink in the armor, and now that's a weak spot for them. So now they're gonna keep jabbing at the same weak spot until the whole armor breaks.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know what you guys think of that, but I really would love your thoughts on that.
I mean, I know for me, like when it comes to being open, I don't mind being open. Once I feel like you're using what I'm sharing with you as a weakness, I will shut right back down. You know how hard it's gonna get me to open right back up with you again? I'm gonna shut right back down. I'm not gonna let you do that to me again.
Well, here's my thing about that. Unfortunately, when you're in a marriage and a relationship, you got to meet the person where they're at.
Yeah.
And if you ain't got the capacity to have patience and deal with that, it's gonna be a disaster. Just off rip. Another thing is that, and everybody has touched on this. The vulnerability of a man is very expensive. I'm gonna tell you why. Here's the receipt. In the Bible, God gave man dominion of the whole world to name everything. So he had a job right off rip, right? When woman came, God knew man couldn't sit still long enough, so he had to put man to sleep. That's the most vulnerable position you could ever be in. So it takes a lot. If God put man to sleep, and for him to be vulnerable, imagine what it would take for a woman to get a man to be vulnerable. And once he is vulnerable and you mess that up, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. Period. It'll never be the same. Because my thing, man, is like, if I get vulnerable to you, will you use what I tell you against me?
Right.
You know how dangerous that is? That's dangerous.
Yeah.
To recover from that, to recover from that is very challenging. And I done been through it. It took a long time to get for me to forgive that person. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So I think a lot now, I think any man, especially me right now, you got to be very, very patient to choose your mate. You can't be like, okay, well, I'm single, I ain't done it in a while, I'm alone. No, you got to be patient. You got to look at the big picture, the whole thing.
Sometimes being single is good. Sometimes.
Exactly. I agree.
But you know, we didn't really touch on. I might have missed it. I think all as a whole, therapy.
Yes.
Therapy.
Yes.
We gotta stop looking at therapy like it's a taboo thing.
Right.
We're damaged.
Right.
We're damaged.
Facts. I agree.
Yeah, man.
I definitely agree with that.
Big purport on therapy, man. I don't think I would have been able to get through some of the shit I've been through if I didn't have a therapist. If I didn't have a support system, people that that held me to account, but also people that would be there to support me when I was at my lowest points in my life. So yeah, therapy is a good thing. Excellent, wonderful thing.
I agree. I mean, I've been through therapy too, so it's vital. It helps a lot. Yep. You know, the therapist made me realize I was doing stuff that I never even realized and was conscious of, by my certain tendencies that I had. So yeah, it's valuable. But a lot of people don't realize, they think that therapy is associated with you being crazy, and they ain't got nothing to do with that.
Nope.
You should want to heal and fix you, because you should love you enough to be wanting to be fixed. But if you struggle with loving you ain't gonna care about that. You gonna think, hey, I can handle it. I'm okay. Ain't nothing wrong with me. It's something wrong with you.
That's the other misconception, I think, when it comes to that. It's that we're told that our feelings and our emotions don't matter, or they're invalid, or they're invalidated because, well, you're a man, you ain't supposed to feel. You're not supposed to feel that way. You're not supposed to feel the way you feel. Let me tell y'all something. This is now my father, and this is a true ass story. My father, as growing up, he was the most. This man was, to me, larger than life. Somebody that I looked up to, somebody that I respect. To this day, I still see an example of what I thought a man should be. When his mother, my paternal grandmother, passed, that was the first time in I saw he buried his head, he buried his face in his hands, and he just bawled like a child. You know what? As his son, what did I do? I walked right over there and embraced him, and we sat there and we cried together. And I think when women look at that, they look at it, well, oh damn, he just so weak. He just weak ass man. No ma'am. If I can sit there and embrace my father and cry with him as he's going through the most horrific moment in his life,
yeah,
that speaks volumes, not only for him, but it speaks volumes for me as his number one, as a man, but also as his son. Because I recognize he was his son. I mean, hey, nobody went over there to control him and that stuff. I walked over there, hugged him, embraced him, and he let it out. and after that, all was well, all was good with the world. But I think there aren't enough spaces for us as men to be vulnerable with each other, because sometimes we can get in these groups and get all these people. To me, that creates a disconnection. You know, if I can be vulnerable with everyone, with y'all through, like earlier, we got to be choosy about who we decide to spill our beans to. Because some people, because you get the wrong person you give the wrong person the right intel, they gonna fuck you over.
Pretty much.
You ain't lying about that.
But you know what? I mean, like you said, sometimes it's good to cry and let out, because the opposite effect that if you don't cry, let it out as men, the next thing that's going to happen would be what you really would consider toxic masculinity. He might become violent.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if he uses anger as the outlet, then oh man, it's not going to be a good look for anybody.
Right.
Not going to be a safe look for nobody either.
Right.
Because now that dude has become Bruce Banner.
And you know what? When you think about relationships, women don't care about man's vulnerability. They care about being protected. They want to be vulnerable. You need to be there for their vulnerability. You know, they don't care about our vulnerability. It's sad, but it's so. You know what I'm saying? And they don't understand that, you know, we have to let that out too.
Yeah.
You know, men internalize a lot of stuff. True. You know, we're quiet, and we don't even. A lot of men kill themselves by holding it in.
That's true.
Slowly.
That's true.
I was there last year.
Yeah. Man.
High blood pressure, anxiety, high blood pressure, all that, because we don't talk. Yeah. We don't want to mess up the home. We don't want no confrontation with the wife. You know, we don't want to do all that. We want to have a peaceful home. So to create the peace, I'll shut up.
Yeah.
And shut down.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. I mean, right. if I'm supposed to be your protector, then that means I have to have a certain level. I have to personally have a certain level of vulnerability too.
Correct.
Because I can't protect you if I don't know where your weak points are, so I can protect those weak points.
Right.
You know, and it speaks to one of the points I wanted to make. You know, masculinity does require a warrior's mentality, but it's not the type of mentality that most people think it is. Of course, everybody knows what a warrior is, but that's one thing. But one thing that I learned as I was studying this, and you guys can agree with me or not. I mean, you guys can agree with me. A war, but they desire peace.
I didn't say that last part again. We're breaking up.
A warrior is someone who's trained for war, but they desire peace.
Yeah.
I'm as a person, someone who has that mindset. I'm always want peace before I go to war with anybody.
Of course.
I'm always want peace with the person that I'm dating, that I'm with, before I go to war with you. Let's come across a peaceful solution. We put a fight on, but fuck you up. Let's talk about this first.
Right.
The bravest man to me is the one that walks away, the one that's able to walk away. I'm not a warmonger. I don't. That's something that's for people who don't have good sense, for guys for men who don't have
right
good sense to have to do. I'd rather be a peacemaker first. I'd rather be a peacemaker first.
Right.
And most people think that, well, if you're a warrior, then it means you got to go to war all the time. No, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight 24/7, 365 days a year. That shit gets tiring after a while.
Right.
You know, a lot of people, you know, even us, are influenced by outside resources. A lot of people are influenced by outside resources that allow us to have the opinions that we have. When you're in a relationship, you got to start from there. You can't have outside things that allow you know, that dictate your relationship and how you move.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has to have their own mind. You know, when women have girlfriends and that they do this and do that, and then they incorporate that same behavior and bring it into our home, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Instead, you know, you should. I heard something. One of my friends said something I never did. You should plan your relationship the way you want it to look, and stop allowing anybody to dictate your relationship.
So let me make sure I heard that correct, Crouch. You were basically saying that women shouldn't allow outsiders to come and infiltrate their relationship, basically. Is that what you were saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Especially when most of them single.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I mean, personally, I have been in that situation. So I limit any of my single friends coming in between my relationship with whomever I'm with. You know, that's just an open door for disaster.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
And then another thing, if you're in a relationship and you're going to date somebody, stop ignoring the red flags. Right. If you're messing with a man that have a problem with you going out with your girlfriends or looking through your phone and you ignoring that ain't on him, that's on you.
It is.
That's a choice. Remember, we talked about everything is a choice.
It is.
You choose to mess with that is on you. He only doing what he do.
Well, I mean, people only do what you allow them to do.
Exactly.
If you let it ride and you don't say anything, that means it's okay. You know, you're letting your mate or whomever you're with know, hey, well, I can keep doing it. You ain't gonna say nothing down, so I'm gonna just keep doing it.
That's right.
But I was gonna say too, it's important. One thing I didn't realize until I went to therapy myself was I always found myself in a position where when things didn't go well, I always pointed the finger and I was like, oh, well, you know, he wasn't doing this and he didn't do this and he treated me like this. But ultimately, what I had to realize was I didn't do everything right myself. But I realized too that when you meet someone or when you connect with someone, that person is basically a reflection of who you are. So if you got some unhealed and fucked up stuff going on within yourself, you're going to end up attracting another you, just in another version. So I attracted those effed up men because I wasn't right. You know, once I got myself together, it's like, you know, now I attract a different caliber of men. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's so important as singles, whether it's male, female, get yourself together. You know, if you've been through some traumatic situations or, you know, some things you haven't been able to, you know, release, then you need to work on you before you even think about being with anybody. You know, because at the end of the day, you're no good to any new situation if you're not complete within yourself.
So true.
What did Debbie Allen say that Jasmine got on a different road when she saw her therapist? Relax, relate, release.
Exactly. Exactly.
But you know something to ask about, because I hear this a lot about when it comes to men, the whole insecurity thing. Like for instance, say you have a woman, you're going out with your woman, but she likes to wear provocative clothing, but you feel like, no, like you said, you're a reflection of the person you're with. Like, no, I don't want you wearing all that provocative clothing. Well, y'all niggas gonna be so insecure. No, it's not being insecure. It's called you having respect for the person that you're with. You know what I mean?
Correct.
You don't want your woman showing like what is she advertising to everybody? You don't want her showing
Correct.
everything up to everybody. That's for you
Correct.
to see. No,
Correct.
it's like you wouldn't want your man wearing gray sweats out there in front of everybody. You would feel some type of way. You know what I mean? So it's
Correct.
Right.
like
Right.
you're a reflection of the person you're with. So kind of like it's not an insecurity thing, but a lot of women think that's a man being insecure.
Nope. Just being respectful of you. And me being that's a personal preference of mine. I mean, I look, you want to wear all that type of stuff? Nah, I can't do all that. We can, and that's not me not being insecure in my manhood. That's just me being respectful. Because the moment you say, "Well, you must not be secure in your manhood," baby, very much secure in my manhood, but also wanting you to be very respectful of me, because when you walk out that door, when you walk out that door, we're in public, we represent each other.
Correct.
I represent
Correct.
you, you represent me.
Correct.
And what type of representation would that look like if you walking around here with your ass hanging out, your titties showing?
Yeah.
Sure.
And also with that is
makes you like that. Basically, that tells everybody that tells everybody, every dude out here that you loose as hell. That's the wrong type of advertisement.
and the trouble that it can bring. It's going to bring trouble from other dudes.
Yeah.
That's fact.
Now I got to fight a bunch of
Right.
niggas.
Now I gotta fight.
Now I got to fight a bunch of niggas because
bust your head with a bottle. Crack yes to me.
Man, because they want to touch on your booty.
What are you saying, 5 heartbeats? What are you saying, 5 heartbeats? I gotta fight everywhere I go to prove my
love. I was just thinking that.
Oh man!
Fight to prove my love.
My love, exactly. Every night.
Right. Right. And that's sad. Right.
It is. It is.
And a man gonna want to deal. And a man gonna want to deal with that.
No.
Yeah.
Period. No.
We not even. That's not even a discussion to have in the car on the way home.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if they feel though that makes you insecure, then they already tell you they don't respect you.
Right.
Whatever. Try to hear that.
That's facts.
Let me wear what I want to wear. You just don't respect me. I respect you, but please respect me when it comes to that. Because and David and Troy, y'all probably agree with me. A man's love is that's how we interpret love is respect.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
I just want you to respect me. That's all I want. That's all I really care about. Everything else falls in line after you do that. Everything else falls in line. Why? When you show me that respect, I'm gonna give it right back to you. Because I see that you respect me and you respect my boundaries.
And if you ignore an issue that I have, you don't respect me. Period.
Mm-hmm.
If you ignore anything that I have an issue with, that lets me know a lot right there.
Right.
So yeah.
That lets me know you don't respect nothing. You don't give a shit about my boundaries. And for me, when it comes to that, and this is for men and women, period. This is for men and goes equal for men and women. It has to be drawn in the sand at that point. Or because at that point we'll be like Cartman on South Park. Respect my authority. I don't know. I don't know. Respect is something that I'm more cognizant of and want more of than anything at this point, because I'd rather be respected. I'd rather be Because you can love somebody and you can disrespect the hell out of them.
But that's not really love, though.
Exactly, though. Exactly.
Correct.
But I've seen that happen, though. I've seen. Well, I love you, but I don't respect you. It said that to me. I love you, but I don't respect you. Huh?
That's like an oxymoron.
Correct. It's correct.
Like, huh? Just let you.
I've seen that.
Baby,
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that, but in the situations that I've seen
baby,
that happen. Well, I mean, in situations that I've seen that happen, it's usually when there is a male that may not be stepping into his true role. You know what I mean? Where you have a man that may not be as effective as he could be. So yes, as a woman, you love him. You know, you want to love him. But again, that goes into another conversation David and I was talking about. That means that you're loving the potential of that man. Sometimes you got to look at the realization of who you with, you know, and you got to go look beyond the potential. But ultimately, you love the potential of this man, but you can't respect him. Like, this nigga is foul. I mean, it's just shit that you're not doing right. And vice versa, even with women. Right. I love you. I would do anything for you, but yo, you wrong. Like, the shit you're doing is wrong. You know, you don't value me. You don't respect me as much as I do for you. All I'm asking is that you reciprocate what I'm giving you. And if you can't do that, it's like, damn, what's the point of us even being here? It's no point.
Exactly. You know, Fred, I heard you say something earlier about a lot of men don't, to talk to their sons or their friends about holding them accountable for what they do. But the thing about that is, when you get into other people's relationships and you tell a man about his woman or whatever, you could start a fight.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We don't throw blows. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it can happen. So my thing is, how do you change that narrative? It's a question.
That's a good question, man. I mean, and I can't give any. Well, I can give one example, but I'm not even sure if it's the right example, honestly speaking. Me and this guy were good friends in California. When I was living out there. Let's just say I witnessed him put his hands on his woman. I saw this and I kept witnessing this until I intervened and told him, hey, look, bro, that's wrong. You can't do that shit, bro. You can't do that. And I witnessed how it started, how it ended. Sometimes she didn't do. Sometimes it was clearly unprovoked by her. Well, most of the time, I'll say that most of the time it was clearly unprovoked by her. He just haul off and just whack her. So one day I intervened. It got to the point where me and him got to a physical altercation, which landed my ass in jail on an assault charge.
Yeah.
Because the dude wanted to charge me like what I like. Look, you got, and I told him, dude, you got what you deserved. You put your hands on a woman. As a man, you're not supposed to do that. You should have more fucking self-control than that, bro. If you get that fucking man, take your ass outside, blow off the motherfucking steam, go scream, go yell, do whatever. But please don't put your hands on a female, dog. That's not cool.
I don't want to advocate for it, but I'm gonna say that I hear what you're saying. But like I live here in Philly, and one thing I see a lot of is women and dudes going at it, and I don't care how many times you try to walk away, get away from her. Oh, she gonna get in your face. She gonna pop you, call you everything out. She gonna do everything until you, no matter how many warnings you give her, she gonna keep going until you finally pop and snap.
Right.
And it's like, you want to help us, like, you know what, she asking for it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna share a situation. Me and my ex, like years ago, and we were sitting on her steps, sitting here eating some Chinese food, and we sitting here watching this chick. She's trying to break into her man's crib. So she's trying to climb in his window. So he catches her. So they're going at it back and forth, and then like all of a sudden, her girlfriend just come out of nowhere trying to jump on dude. And we just sitting off in the cut just watching. We ain't saying we just eating our food, just watching the show. So they all just going at it, and I'm like, oh shit, this is getting good. So then they all start jumping him. One girl literally jumped out the air, like as she was jumping to get him, he like turned around, he just caught her and just knocked her completely out the air. At that point, I called. I'm like, 911, like it's going down right now. You might want to come down here. So they're still going at it. Like 5 minutes go by, and the station's only like 3-minute drive away from my house. So he's still out there beating them up. They're trying to jump him. I'm like, look, 911, you might want to get your ass down. He about to beat all these bitches the fuck up. You might want to get your ass down here. But when the cops got there, nobody wanted to press charges. And all this started because they were trying to break into his house.
Wow.
Now, you know what could have avoided that? When he dated her and he seen how she was, and you see the red flag, a lot of people ignore the red flag.
Yeah.
They could avoid all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, the way my Capricorn set up, I see one thing you do foul, I'm out. Deuces.
But you know, we lied to ourselves about the red flag.
He said the way my Capricorn set up.
We lie to ourselves about the red flag. We see it, but you know, y'all can, and we just ignore the shit.
Right. Because we don't want to be alone. We don't want to be alone. I need you. I need you to touch. I need to feel your smell. I miss that. I need you to rub your feet on my stomach. I know. so that spirit will allow you to settle and deal with all this stuff. Yeah. But you know it goes back with loving you. How much do you love you?
You know that's what fuck you up to and make you do red flags? Good sex.
Yeah.
Always.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Oh, that'll mess you up.
Yeah.
Always.
But boy, you'll rob a bank for sex, good sex. You'll kill somebody. Somebody will die.
Yeah.
With your bare hand. That's God made that for a reason. He said, you know what?
Yes.
Hey, I'm gonna do something, and if you don't know how to use it wisely, it's gonna mess you up. With great power comes great responsibility. So my thing is, hey, you gotta be responsible. But if you ain't right here and right here, it's gonna mess you up. Here's what it is. I done been there. I can say it.
Yeah.
I've been there. My name is David Crowd.
Oh my God.
Boy, I done been with a woman that maybe I kill her whole family over just that. That's how strong it was. So my thing is, you got, like I said, how much do you love you to settle for it? You know what I'm saying? You gotta
I don't even tell you the weird shit I've done for love.
We all been suckers for love.
We all have.
Man, this one chick had me staking out her homegirl's crib. No, let me tell you what happened. No, let me tell you what happened. So
oh my God.
I didn't think it was normal for anyone to be around a homegirl that often, that much like that. And I know her girlfriend be having random dudes coming through. So when I say, you know what, I'm gonna walk around and I'm gonna go to her girlfriend's house to see if she's really there. I swear to God, this refrigerator is the tree, and this is me. Like I got to the door, when I seen her girlfriend come to the door, I be looking, and then when her girlfriend got to the door, I just jump right back behind the tree to see who all going up in there. Like I'm like out here at 12 o'clock at night, stalking somebody's door just to see if she's really there or not. And I'm ducking behind trees and bushes.
Boy, that coochie was better than the PP loan. That's PP loan. That coochie had some Skittles coming from it.
Oh my God! Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Oh,
that's
man.
funny.
I understand. but you live and you learn. Everything is for learning purposes. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we've all, like Shawan said, we all been there. We've all been there. So again, how much do you love yourself enough to not settle for craziness and be on first 48 and be on first 48?
Hold on, what she just say? Were you about to share?
I don't think you'll want to hear that. But I have
sure
my
we
stories.
do. Of course, you're the minority. Sure we do.
Crouch.
Sure, we are sharing.
Okay, I've had things happen to me and things that I've done.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I've been on both sides of the coin.
Yeah. Well, I'm familiar. I can turn my camera off. I'm familiar. You can go ahead.
Shut up, Crouch. But I mean, I've had situations where I've dealt with crazy dudes. I've had, for instance, I had one that came to my house at the middle of the night. We got off around midnight, and we had been arguing or whatever like that. Now, I'm not one to just keep going back and forth, so I just didn't answer the phone. He hated to be ignored, right? So because of that, he decided to roll up to my house. Now, the only reason I knew he was there, the house was pitch black, the kids were asleep. The only reason I knew he was there was because he ended up butt dialing me by mistake. So when I answered the phone, I'm like, hello? And he didn't say anything, but I could hear him walking up the gravel, opening up his car door, getting in the car, turning on the car. And I'm like, wait a minute. Got gravel outside my house. I know he came by the alley. Didn't say nothing. Hung up. Next morning, I'm like, hold up. Did you come by my house? How you know I came by there? I said, nigga, you was at my house for real? He said, yeah, I was out there because I thought you had another nigga in there and I was going to kill his ass. I'm like, what? I'm like, come on, man. This is fucking ridiculous. Are you serious? All because I didn't answer the phone. Well, it was more than that, but
Right.
And me personally, I will admit I've had my moments of being digmatized by certain men in my life, and it's some crazy shit you'll do. You know what I mean? When you sprung.
We've all been there.
When you sprung sexually, you'll do some off the wall shit.
Yeah.
Stuff that you never thought you would find yourself doing. It's like crack. It's like crack for real. It really is. But again, it's like it's a level of crazy that you don't need to entertain when you're healed.
Facts, yeah.
I'm saying when you're not secure in yourself, you will go to those extremes, and not because you have to, but because you feel like you've got to maintain what it is that you have, even if it's toxic. And that shit ain't cool for nobody.
Right.
Yeah, and when did toxic become normal for relationships now? It's like everybody wants a toxic relationship.
It is. I don't know what's worse. My thing is it worse to just go ahead and put in the work to heal? Or is it worse to put in the work to keep your relationship? Either way, nobody wants to do the work.
Ask yourself this: which one brings you the most peace?
True.
Yeah.
So that's what's important. If your peace of mind is shot, then
facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the sexist headers all do some weird thing, but you know what? Young fools make wise older people.
I know that's right.
Right. I like that. Right.
That's true.
Yeah. Sure.
We can tell y'all young folk. The stories we can tell y'all young folk. Y'all better listen and learn.
Woo.
Man.
We can give y'all some cautionary tales.
Oh my God. Too many.
This be
Fuck around, be over here in
this be glad social
2024.
media and camera phones running around.
Right. Right. Facts.
Could be worse. You could have went to the Freaknik, and you all on Hulu.
Man, I'm so glad I didn't go, and I always wanted to go too. I wanted to go, but I'm glad I didn't. Now that they're exposing all the damn people.
Right.
I heard somebody say a lot of y'all gonna see y'all daddies on there for the first time.
Oh my God. Oh my word. What?
Oh man.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it.
That joint, man. Oh my God, that's gonna be crazy.
Man.
It is.
Right.
They talk about we gonna see your auntie. Hey, you ain't gonna see none of my aunties there, partner. They weren't around. They were not around.
Are any of you familiar with the Greek picnic? They used to come out to Philly.
Oh, get out!
Well, the Greek picnic was like that, but the Greek picnic itself wasn't bad. Mm-hmm. It was the Broad Street and South Street activities that were really more out of control.
Oh,
shit! It was out of control all the time. It was freaking around here.
Yeah.
94 is when it was off the chain.
It was. 94 was a good year.
Now, I'm from Georgia, so I know about that. So, bruh. talking about cats out here stunting. Shit.
But you know what messed Atlanta? You know what messed Atlanta up? All these people that moved down there, they ain't from there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It did.
Right.
It did.
Yeah.
You don't know who from here no more now. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Right.
I moved out here 6 years ago. Nigga, you not a native.
Right. Atlanta's very overpopulated still.
Y'all responsible for all the traffic around this bitch.
Atlanta got like six lane highways in Atlanta. It's ridiculous.
Bro, it is still
Atlanta got 6 lane highways.
That's crazy.
6 lane highways.
And traffic still crock up. So.
And traffic still stupid.
On a Saturday, bro. Why is traffic here on a Saturday? I'm trying to go to Atlantic Station. Why is it traffic?
Have you ever been to Atlanta Airport?
No.
Yeah.
It looked like a small city. That's one of the biggest airports I've ever been to in my life. I ain't never seen an airport like that.
Yep,
it's insane. You got to take a train to get from one side to the other. That's how big it is.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's like Orlando. Orlando's like
insane.
Oh, I miss Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando's like that. That's the hugest one I've ever been to.
I'll miss Florida. I'll miss Florida not one bit. I'm sorry, I'll miss Florida. Well, I do, but I don't.
I miss Florida. Shit.
I don't.
I miss Orlando, but I don't miss Jacksonville.
I ain't going out as long as DeSantis the governor. God damn it.
Yeah, you're right. It's not an ideal place for us.
Neither is Mississippi. Don't go to Mississippi neither. You know they brought that Jim Crow back.
Stop.
Yeah, they instituted Jim Crow in Mississippi.
Look here. As long as DeSantis is the governor, is a governor that.
Jim Crow. Stop playing.
Because I'm at the first question I'm at. Yeah, man, look here. Look here. I had a bunch of notes. I ain't even get to them.
I was literally just thinking, Fred. I was like, man, we done just trampled all over this topic tonight. Like we done been on everything.
But you know what? That's when it seems to flow better, when it just happens.
It does. It's just organic. Just let it do what it do.
I had a bunch of notes. I didn't get to them, and I'm glad. I'm glad I didn't get to them. I am glad I didn't get to them because then it would have been boring as hell. I would be like, this man gonna ever shut up? Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jump on it right now. Do I even want to talk about any of this shit right now? Nope. I sure don't. Because I mean,
we'll get to it another time.
Of course.
I mean, hell, this conversation was probably is the best kind.
Now I have a question for everybody on the phone.
It still has relevance and meaning to it without. Yeah.
I have a question for everybody on the phone. Like, hello. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
What's up?
I have a question for everybody on the podcast. Shoot. Now, considering how we are about women and men and relationships, considering how we are about men and women relationships, what do y'all tell y'all children regarding men and women and relationships and love and all that? What do y'all instill in y'all children? What do y'all teach?
Well,
that's a no. That's a zero for me. No little ones.
He ain't got no little ones. Troy out of there. He ain't got no little ones.
Yeah.
Well, my little ones are big ones now.
Right.
My little ones ain't little no more. But honestly, and I guess some people my age would think that my parenting style is a little out of the norm. But I believe in just telling my kids the truth. It's too many dangers out here for me not to expose them to certain things than for them to find it out on their own. So I take the time to let them know certain things. Yes, I may not like all of the choices that they make, but it is my job to give them all of the information that they need. So whatever decision that they make the best and most conscious decision. Now, again, I have to let them know, whatever you make, whatever choice you make, just know that there's a consequence for it. You know what I mean? I can't protect you from everything. But I'm going to give you everything that you need so that you can and will make the best decision. I have 3 girls and I have a son. My oldest is 25 and my youngest will be 14. My son will be 14. And them girls, I'm telling you, them girls is rough as hell. Okay? Girls is rough as hell. David can tell you because he has heard them, some of the stories that they tell. They rough as hell.
Tom, you said your oldest son is 25?
My oldest is 25.
And your youngest is?
My youngest is 14.
I swear to God, if you tell me you 60 or 70 years old right now.
Well, I'm close to 50. I'm close to 50.
Okay, cool.
I'm close to 50.
He was gonna hop off. He was gonna hop off the
wheel. You know, black don't crack. Black don't crack.
Exactly.
I'm close, But I just really try to school my girls, especially. I know they feel like sometimes, oh, mom, you real lenient, on Carlos, and why you let him get away with stuff? And I'm like, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Having a boy child opposed to a girl child is different. And I understand. I understand now. There are certain things that I will allow my son to do that I'm not going to allow my daughters to do. Right. It's just weird. But it's like now that I have to parent both sides, I kind of see the difference in why I was taught certain things as a girl where other little boys weren't. You know what I'm saying?
You know, me and Shawana had this talk a lot too. Like, we've asked each other, what have you learned having a son? Like, she asked me, what if I learned having a daughter? I've learned so much about women through my daughter growing up and watching her tendency. I so much understand a woman like I've never understood her before. Having a daughter. My daughter just turned 30. And I got grandbabies now. So it's like, with her, I instilled in her, if the nigga ain't doing what I'm doing by default, you wasting your time. Period. I was the first guy she ever fell in love with. My daughter, me and my daughter are very close. She respects everything I say. You know, I'm her only living parent. My daughter's mom died when she was 17. So me and her are extra close. So it's like I instilled in her at a young age what she deserves. And the guy she been with worships the ground she walk on because I planted that seed. So, you know, it's all about, you know, training up a child the way that you go so they will not depart from it. And you got to train them. You got to plant that seed in it, that good seed. You can't tell them they ain't shit and they ain't gonna be shit.
That's right. That's right. That's true.
Can't do that.
And you know what kills me with that? Like when I like see a lot of women talking about how dudes ain't shit, dudes ain't shit, dudes ain't shit, y'all niggas ain't shit. Some of these chicks got sons, and I be like, damn, you know your son hears all this, and you know what you're putting in his head right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very damaging. Very damaging.
Because right now, with your daughter, you're the first man in her life, so her view on men is based off of you, and you're the first woman in your son's life, so everything on women is based off of how you are.
Correct.
Facts.
That's so true.
Real. For real.
Now, on a side note, I think both of you are single. Y'all look like a pretty cute little kid. Y'all remind me like Tay Diggs and Sanaya Lathan, like best man Tay Diggs. No, Brown Sugar Tay Diggs. Not best man Tay Diggs. Not best man.
Oh, wow.
Brown Sugar.
Oh, wow.
Right. I don't know if you like fried foods and shit. I'm just kidding.
You just gotta ask. So David and Shauna, when did y'all first fall in love with hip hop?
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Let me stop trying to play matchmaker.
The black truck woolery in here.
Oh God.
But nah, I mean, to kind of answer your question, man. I mean, for me now, I wasn't present in my kids' life, but I was present in my stepchildren's lives. So for me, it was always teaching them. It's always trying to teach them how to be, especially her boys. I'm teaching them how to be men, how to be, you know, men of standard, men of integrity, men of honor, and things of that nature. Always trying to show them how to behave a certain way, how to walk a certain way, not how to walk a certain way, how to talk a certain way, how to act a certain way, you know, how to manner yourself when you're around other people. You know, you don't have to be the loudest person in the room to be seen or heard. You can just sit there and mind your damn business, and people will come to you.
Yeah.
You said something very important about a man that I think is vital. It's another default app in a man that he should have. A man should have integrity.
Yeah.
Your word is your everything. That's your calling card. It can make you or it can break you. Remember, one thing my daughter knows, that if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Period.
Yep.
So she can't be with no nigga that say they gonna do it and they don't. She out. Deuces.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what I gotta do. I don't care if I said I did it and I don't have it. I'm gonna figure it out to get it so she can have it.
Yep.
Because that's my word. You know what I'm saying? And then that's why she trusts me with her life. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's definitely another default app in masculinity in a man. You should have integrity.
Yep. And the one thing the thing that changed with my stepdaughter was because I won't say change, but I had to adjust how I had because she's a girl, number one. Number two, I'm a man, so I can actually get give her game, do that. But that whole dynamic changed for me when she told me she came out and said that she like women, she like girls. So the dynamic, so that it changed, but my approach to it did not change.
Right.
I still told her, hey, look, no matter who you is, male or female, they still have to honor you. They still have to respect you. They still have to love you and care about you and protect you. If they're a person about their word, then that's what they should do. Now, if they don't do that, then they got to come see me, or I'm gonna pay you a visit.
Facts.
I think like when I don't have no kids of my own.
If you're not doing what as a person that's who's dating my stepdaughter, nah, we got a problem. Now with her boys, I had to make sure that, hey, look, you can't do this with a woman. You cannot disrespect a woman. You cannot dishonor a woman, and you can't allow that. You can't allow a woman to do that to you either. Mm-hmm. You're a man, but you also have emotions, you also have feelings, you also have integrity and honor. If a woman dishonors you or disrespects you, you have the right to tell that woman that you dishonored me and you disrespect.
Like with me,
we're human beings. We're human beings. No, go ahead, man.
No, I was gonna say I don't have no kids, but like with my ex's kids and her kid, I think one of the main things I always preach to them is like, no matter what go on in this world, no matter how much y'all beefing with each other, y'all don't get along. Always remember something. All y'all got in this world is y'all.
That's
at the end of the day, no matter what goes on outside and what y'all beefing about, at the end they always have each other's back and let nobody break that up.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Definitely. Man, like I said, we have to be able to be. It's honor you. If I honor you, then my expectation is that you honor me.
Mm-hmm.
If I respect you, my expectation is that you respect me. Because the one thing I told all three of her kids, and the one thing I imparted to my daughter, after my firstborn, my daughter, after she got married, if you respect him, if you respect him, he'll respect you. If you love him, he'll love you. If you allow him to be that protector, that provider, and that person that you want, that you ask God for, then he's going to give that to you. He's going to give it to you. Then he'll give that to you and then some. But I also let her know that but in order for you to continue to receive that, you have to continue to honor it. You have to continue to honor and respect him. Because the moment you dishonor him by not acknowledging his feelings, by not acknowledging him as a man, by any of that, you pretty much derailed your whole relationship.
Exactly.
And it boils down to that, because for me as a man, I give people honor and respect off the rip, because it's something that you're automatically give it as a human being. Now you get that as long once you do those two things, then that's off the basis of you being a human being and also a man and or woman. So those two things for me, and that's the one thing I had to teach my ex's sons, because they didn't understand why I would always be honorable and be respectful to some of the people, even though those people would say horrible shit about me. I'm gonna get them respect. I'm gonna get them honor as human beings. Everything else is negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got to be around them. I don't have to communicate with them. I don't have to talk to them. I don't even have to be in their presence.
Right.
But as long as I honor them and respect them, we coexist. Everything that the people do, that's when it was to me, and I let them know. The minute that someone dishonors you and disrespects you, that's when a response is required. But you tailor your response as to, well, you make your response. How can I say this? Your response should be equal to what you took. It should never be except somebody smacks me in the face. I'm just gonna slap you back in the face. My response is the same to what you did to me. I'm not gonna go over the top and put in and kick you in the nuts or put you in the stomach or anything of that nature just to kind of for me to get a point across or to say that you disrespect me, you dishonored me. Even if you do that to me, I may not even, like I told my sons, because this is something that I had to let them know. Sometimes the best response is no response.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Somebody say something to you, you ain't even got to get out of pocket. Just nod your head, be like, okay, cool. You can either walk away or you can just be like, you can walk away. Because some people don't deserve the responses that you give them. Hell, some people don't even deserve to be even in your presence when they disrespect you or they dishonor you. And for me, it's just simple. I'll walk away. I pay you no mind. I'll ignore the shit out you. It's what I do. It's what I do. It's what I do. I don't have to respond. And most of us as men, and again, I put myself in that same category. My response was always either an angry response or a stupid response or a ridiculous response. I think we all know how those fall. If I'm angry, I'm gonna try to take you. I'm trying to knock your lights out. Stupid meaning like, well, I may say something equally as dumb to what was done to me. Ridiculous be like, well, shit. I may do the same action just to try to get even. No. As a man, you have to understand. We have to understand that. I had to understand that I had to temper my responses to people.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people just, like I said, some people don't deserve the words that come out your mouth. They're not even worth the words that come out your mouth.
Right.
You disrespect me? Okay, cool. I'm good. I'll walk away. It won't say nothing. That person could be still saying all kind of bitch ass niggas and pussy ass niggas behind me. It makes me never mind. You can say whatever you want as long as you put your hands on me. And see, that's the thing I had to understand, that for me, it's okay. I look at it as okay if you can say whatever you want to me. You can say whatever you want to me or about me. It makes me never mind. I can brush it off and be like, I'm cool with that. For me, the moment that you put your hands on me or you make a threat or you threaten my family and or my friends, that's when you got a problem. And I'm like David Banner. Don't make me angry because you would not like me when I'm angry.
Right. Right. That's true.
And a lot of us don't. Most of us do whatever business they do, and it's cool. Because the boy it ain't bothering us, it ain't harming us. And I think a lot of women take passivity for passivity for being weak. It just takes a lot more for me, for a lot more to push my buttons.
Right.
Just don't push the panic button, because if you push the panic button, well, I'm not responsible for what happens.
Yeah, it's like the box of chocolates. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Exactly. You get something, but you just don't know what you're about to get.
Boy, how many movies have we referenced today? We done referenced a lot of movies today.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you choose violence today? Nobody chose. I didn't choose violence today. Chose me. If you're passive, a lot of women will look at you being like this real passive dude. It's just like, well, you must be weak. Don't think. Don't look at my
the quiet ones are always the more dangerous ones. Anyway.
Hell yeah.
It's true.
So my thing is that, when people argue with you and try to pull your strings, they expect you to respond crazy. It's gonna kill a person a lot more when you don't respond. You cut a person off, you don't leave nothing. A lot of people call it ghosting. You ghost a motherfucker and don't give them a chance to even hear a response because they become a non-factor. When you become a non-factor, you know, Shawar cracks up when I say this. You become Black history. You are Black history, nigga. Black history. so
you made yourself an outline in chalk, bro.
What? I ain't got time to speak to give energy to non-factors.
Exactly. Who is you, bro? Who is you, dog?
Right.
Who are you?
It's sad for me because I'm 50 and I'm just learning this. I ain't just learning this because I'm working. It's a work in progress.
It is.
It's a work in progress.
It is.
I ain't even going to front like I'm learning this, but I said, no, I ain't. It's a work in progress. I ain't even going to hold you.
Right. But it is a work in progress because people go pull your cord because they know your vulnerabilities. They know your weaknesses. So it's harder to walk away. But like Fred said, the best thing to do is to walk away. That's when you become a man, because retaliating ain't gonna do nothing but add. It's gonna make it uglier. It's like porn. It's just gonna make it uglier. So my thing is, I don't give people that energy. Nope. My circle is extremely small. I ain't got to all that. You negative and all that shit, and no, I ain't dealing with you. Period. Bottom line.
My
I can count on one hand my rotation of people I talk to. One hand.
One hand.
One hand. And I know a lot of people, but I count on one hand who I talk to.
Exactly.
Fred will tell you, he knows, like me, I'm the type of person, it's hard for me to walk with. Like, if you do something or say something, I gotta get your back. But you done said something I don't like, I'm gonna get real. Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. No, I'm going to hell. You go low, I'm going to hell.
Mr. Scott, let me tell you something my grandmother used to say. It's old school right here. It ain't what you called, it's what you answer to. So my thing is, if he call you a bitch and you respond, are you that?
No, but you know what? I gotta get you back. I gotta get you back some kind. I gotta get you back so much to the point where everyone sees I got you back, and you don't have to come this way no more. Like, Fred seen how many times I had to go at people.
Oh Lord, have mercy, Jesus.
But in the long run, I understand why you would. Don't get me wrong. As a man, I understand. Yeah. But my thing is that it's like they have that power over you if you're gonna respond like that.
Right.
I remember Tyson said that I don't respond to nobody like I used to, because that means they become my guide.
Yep.
Because that means they can manipulate how I feel and my feelings and all of that. Yep. That's too much power to give a person. It's too much power. I ain't giving nobody.
I done had to talk him down off the ledge a couple times.
You can call me a bitch ass nigga, a fuck boy. I don't give a fuck what you say. All right.
Cool.
You know who you sounded like right there just a minute ago?
What's that?
You know who Stick Meaner is on the Boondocks?
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Say, what's good, nigga?
You were talking all that good shit till you got kicked in your shit.
Oh my God.
That was a good one. Oh my God. That was the best one ever. That was the best one.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
That was the best one ever.
Now, you see how I put that to laughter? That's how you handle it. Now, why no? Oh, quick drama, bro. What? Well, I would let you have 5 different ways, but you just gotta pick your battles. It ain't that simple.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that was funny. That was hilarious. I give you an A for effort for that one. That was pretty.
Oh my gosh, that was good. That was right off the dome. That was good. That was good.
This was good. This whole
Oh
podcast
man.
was amazing. This was good.
Man, look, I promise y'all, this was like so. This is so.
Yeah, this was fire. It's good.
I mean, and we gonna have to look at my phone. I'm like, and I'm thinking like, do I want to touch these notes or not? Nope, not touching them.
Yeah, we don't went off the rails.
Yeah. We 2 hours and 15 minutes in.
Right.
Oh man.
You got kicked in your chest.
Yeah. That is funny.
Man. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this time, y'all, man. And I'm like David, man. I'm like this. It's like circle smaller. I don't hang around a lot of people.
Yeah.
My girlfriend, my brother, my family. Those are the people I hang around. They're the folks I hang around. Everybody else is not. Everybody else is associates.
The more people you hang around and know, the more influences you got to find.
Even if somebody I can definitely trust.
It's too much. It's too much influence, and all you need is a seed of influence, a window of opportunity to make you think that you ain't thinking right. It'll mess you up.
Yeah.
It is best to surround yourself with positive
facts. Period. And don't compromise.
That's true.
Positive people that's gonna be around you. People or baby. Pull you to the rug when you fuck up. Hey, look, dude, you fucked up. We need to fix that. Or better yet, you need to fix that.
Right.
I mean, what's the use of having folks that you can trust if they can't level with
facts
with you, they can't be honest with you. Or what you mad for? You the one made the mistake.
Right.
Pulling you to account. And for me, I'd rather have somebody pull me to the rug and say, hey, look, Fred, you did bad. You made a mistake. You got to fix that. There's somebody applauding me for saying, clapping their hands and applauding me and cheering me for being an industrial stiff fuck up. Come on, man.
Right.
So I mean, like I said, it's only a few people that I hang around like that. You know, Troy is one of those people. I've known the dude for since we've been around since Diamond Cup Publications. But he showed and proven to me that he's a stand-up dude over and over again by his actions. I'm like, okay, he showed me that he's a cool dude by he's a stand-up cat by his actions. Okay, let me reciprocate that by doing the same. So it's been times that we've talked to each other off the ledge. We talk to each other one to another off the ledge. You know, and I respect it for listening to me and being hard on me. You know, but also showing brotherly love to me as well. But for me that means a lot. That means a whole lot. It means a lot to me for somebody that's gonna be hard, that's gonna speak, gonna be truthful to me, but also show that brotherly love to me as well, and say, "Look, man, I love you, and I damn sure don't want you to go this route. So let's talk about it."
Right.
I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Man, look, I've been wanting to say that shit. I've been wanting to say that shit to you for a minute now, but I just couldn't find a word to say to you.
Wow.
So I mean, just to let you know that off the rip, and like I said, I've literally enjoyed this conversation, y'all. This has been
really cool. This is cool.
I can't tell y'all how much I enjoyed this conversation. We got to have a part 2 of this, man, because
for sure.
I had notes, and I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna get to that. I ain't get to that today. We already engaged and stuff like that. So why derail the conversation with a bunch of notes?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed this show. I really did, man. So look here. I'm gonna give all y'all the opportunity to let everybody in internet land know who you guys are, where they can find you guys on social media, and all that good stuff. So David and Shawan, y'all take it away.
Okay. Well, I'm David Crouch. I have a business called a custom t-shirt business called God Seek to Pearl. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. And me and Shawan got a podcast called Shaking Up The Algorithms that we're going to redo and come out with in about
Revamp.
a week or two. Revamp
Yes.
in a week or two. That's going to be fun. I look forward to that. And I really enjoyed this. I think it was needed. I think it was very healthy. Black folks getting together and being transparent and laughing and talking and not being angry and feeling resentful of each other, just being happy. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoying each other's company. So I appreciate that. And that's who I am.
Shawan, you up next?
Well, Shawan Jones is my name. As David said, we are the co-host of Shaking Up the Algorithms. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I am also a travel agent, and I own Kindred Souls Travel. Future author as well, so be on the lookout. That book should be coming out soon. And just enjoy. How soon?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say within the next 30 days. I'm gonna say that. I've been pushing it off for a while, but I'm gonna just be honest. This book is not to toot my own horn, but this book is one of the best that I think I've ever written. It'll be more, but this is a great start. I will say this is a great start. But yeah, look for that, and I'll definitely come back on and talk about it when it's published. And what else could I say? You know, this has been a great night. I've enjoyed being here with you, Fred, and you, Troy. Like, this is some great camaraderie. We definitely got to do a part 2. We definitely got to do this again. This was phenomenal. This was, history in the making. So I'm looking forward to it again.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Troy, you already know what's up. You've been on here a couple times, so you already know the shameless plug.
Well, all right. I'm author T.B. Scott. I also write under the name Mr. Chronic Black as well. You can find me on Twitter. No, I'm not really on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook and TikTok. You can find all my books on Amazon.com. My latest book, I'm actually was finishing up as we're sitting here doing this show because it's past its deadline. But that's coming out soon. The husband of a mafia queen, and you can check out my other books as well. That's on Amazon.com. If you're a fan of I write fiction stories, but they're based in reality. So if you like this kind of read, then you'll love my books.
Well, I'm gonna check them out.
You forgot something, bro.
What's that?
You know, but you the CEO of 7 Crown Publications. Come on now.
Oh yeah. And with the 7 Crown and also CEO of 7 Crown Publications with my fiance, Miss Author Vet Wilson. So we both have 7 Crown Publications, and she also has Ball Set Publications as well. So trying to keep it all in the family.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. See, author and a publisher. See, look at them.
Yeah,
I might have to call you for the next book.
Look at
him.
I got a few rolling. I already got them in, I got them revved up and ready.
Okay, we can always do that. I'm new. I'm not new to writing books. I'm new to actually being a publisher, but my fiance, she's been publishing for a while. So if I don't know what I'm doing, I can always sit there and say, you know what you're doing with this better than I am. I can just plug you into her as well.
Okay, sounds good.
Either way, we'll work it out some kind of way.
Okay.
But what's the name of the book? You never said what the name of the book was if you had coming out.
The name of the book coming out is called God, Why Me? How I Survived My Life's Trials Through Grace, Music, and Life Affirmations.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically a whole story of my life. I'm putting it all out there. You're getting all the good. From the beginning to now, you're getting all the good. All the life lessons. All the dirt. All the dirt. All the dirt.
On your podcast, y'all still have shows up on, what are your shows? Are your shows on YouTube as well, or?
It's on YouTube, yes. I do have another podcast as well. I don't talk about that one too much. That was actually how David and I first connected on my podcast, which is now on Spotify. It's called Trauma to Triumph. And that's kind of like a personal baby for me. But I think Shakin Up The Algorithms kind of took on its own life. And that's become my new baby. So I put all my energy into that one.
Is that what the G at the end, or just Shakin, SHKIN?
No, it's KIN, no G.
Okay.
Yeah, so for those that are listening, watching, make sure that you like and subscribe. We would love to have you join us and view our shows. Leave some comments. Give us some ideas. We're coming up with a few new, things that we're going to add, some new components. So if you have some, issues that you're dealing with and you want us to kind of help give you some advice or some suggestions or some resolve, make sure you DM us or send us an email to twinforceproductions@gmail.com. And we'll go ahead and read your story on the air.
I just subscribed, and the first one that popped up was episode 3, Love Makes Things Happen.
Yes.
I just subscribed.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie. That was my favorite episode. I ain't even gonna lie. That was my favorite episode. I ain't even gonna lie. The one thing I like about it is that you guys just bounce off each other so well. It's like y'all. It's almost like y'all throw ideas out there. Y'all just bounce off them so well, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's good chemistry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like Batman and Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Batman and Batwoman.
Well, it depends on which Robin you're talking about.
True. That's true.
Right.
I mean, we can talk about the Dick Grayson Robin, or we can talk about the Tim Drake Robin. But I'm a comic book head, y'all. So I mean, yeah. And Batman and Wolverine are my two favorite characters, my two favorite comic book characters. So I ain't gonna front about that.
Wolverine, I love Wolverine.
Yeah. How can you not like Wolverine?
The angry knucklehead.
No, and Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, man. Well, hold on. Which one? Johnny Blaze or Danny Cat?
Johnny Blaze.
Okay, I'm about to say because if you would have said Danny Cat, I would have talked about you for the rest of the show.
I wasn't even familiar with the other one. I was only familiar with Johnny Blaze. I didn't know nothing about the other one.
So yeah, we got to talk. We got to sit down and talk about because I think that one was I got to tell you about that one because like I said I collect comic books, but I don't collect comic books. Something like that. I mean, I still have an old Superman comic book, the first one, sitting in my dad's basement.
Wow.
The very first one. The very first action comics.
Didn't you say Dave at the beginning like do poetry or something?
Yeah.
Okay, I know he said poet at the beginning. Like, I don't do poetry, so I'm assuming all right. So you do poetry. You got poetry books out as well?
No, but I'm in the process of getting ready to get that together. But I've done a lot of poetry slams and stuff. I've traveled different states and did it. So, yeah.
That's a good place to sell books too. Just a little FYI.
Yeah.
Poetry slam, good places.
Yeah.
To sell books.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
All right, David. Well, I know how I'm going to utilize you.
But yeah, man, I so enjoyed y'all tonight. The energy was the energy was off the chain, y'all. The energy was off the chain, and I knew my boy Troy was going.
Yeah, we got to run this back.
Was going to come out the gate swinging. So but I enjoyed y'all. I really did enjoy y'all, man. This was lovely. This was so lovely.
Yeah.
So thank y'all so very much for being here. You guys honor me with your presence. I apologize for the struggle streaming at first.
It happens. It happens.
It happens.
I apologize for that. So I really do apologize for the take full responsibility for that.
You know why that happened? Because we didn't say rest in peace, anime.
Exactly, man.
We didn't say rest in peace.
I was sick.
Me
I was
too.
sick. I was sick.
Gosh.
Tina Turner.
83.
Fake anime. Damn. She done ate the cake and gone. Damn.
You know the Ike memes already started showing up.
Yep.
I know.
Another icon gone, y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a big one too.
Yeah,
definitely.
Big time.
Well, I'm about to go ahead and finish this story up before my publisher get on me.
Yep. So as we close out this particular podcast tonight, man, make sure you guys follow us. Follow Trailblazer Radio on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and everywhere else we're on social media. But make sure you follow Shakin Up The Algorithms podcast on their YouTube channel, man. And also, if you guys check out their episodes, if the content resonates with you, please hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell notification so you guys can be notified of when their next episodes come out. Same thing with us on Trailblazers Radio. We're on YouTube as well. We're also on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Anywhere you get audio streaming stuff at, we're there. Make sure you like and follow us, man. If the content is relatable to you, and if you can get down with us, man, please like and follow us, man. It takes a lot for us to stand to get in front of these microphones and these cameras, to be as candid, to be as open and as transparent as we are, and to leave everything out there on the table when we disconnect from these microphones and these cameras, and still kind of maintain a sense of who we are outside of them. So it does take work, it takes effort, but it also takes a level of transparency and openness for us as creatives to do this type of thing. And it's not easy, but we do it. We don't do this for our own benefit, our own betterment. We do it because there's people out here that can be affected and be impacted by the words that we say, by the conversations that we have. So we want to keep these conversations going so people can learn and can heal and can grow, because there's no knowledge without power. And then if you ain't knowing nothing, then you ain't growing at all. You ain't growing nothing either. But we about to get up out of here, man. Thank you to Shawan Jones and David Crouch and my brother TV Scott, man, for being here tonight, man. Check out My Life Has Destiny on Thursday, tomorrow night. I have no idea what they're talking about, but whatever they're talking about is probably gonna be good. Also check out Critical Conversations on Saturday. Don't know what my sister LHG is really talking about, but I know what she's talking about is gonna be good. Other than that, man, we thank you guys so much for being here, and you guys have a wonderful night. We love y'all with the love of God, with the love of God. But as I always like to say when I close these things out, man, number one, be kind to each other. Number two, take care of each other. Last but not least, it's a crazy ass world out here, y'all. So please, above all else, please just be safe out here, man. We love y'all. We appreciate that, everybody.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.